This is a quick video on some radios that I bought off of eBay and GoodwillShop.com. I think all of them I've had to repair. Actually, it's more fun buying them that way. You know, it gives you a chance to work on them. This is the radio in one of my last videos that I had to restring it. It works really good. I've aligned it since then. One thing that I didn't tell you is that I restrung it, and I told you that I was using fishing line, but I didn't tell you what kind of fishing line. This is a, let me see if I can turn this on. Yeah. This is trilene, big game, and it's braid. You always want to get the braid fishing string. You don't want the slick stuff. That's not going to do you any good. This is really thin, so it's really good for like a small radio. This radio here, I remember the string I took off of it. It was really thin stuff too. It was about like this. This is a 65 pound, 0.015 inches. So that's pretty small stuff. You get 330 yards. So for the money, that's probably the last spool of that size string that I'll ever need. One thing about this room, I think I mentioned it before, you don't get a good radio signal in here. So, but it works good, plays good. Don't play good in here because, you know, the signal's no good in here. I don't know what it is. There's a hill back here behind the shed. So, that really knocks out a lot of the signal. Anyway, this one I had to, of course I restrung it. I had to put a lot of capacitors in it. This has a lot of wires in it. I don't know if you can. Yeah, whoops, like I dropped it. A lot of those wires was just broke loose, I guess because it's so old. I remember moving the wires around and they just broke. So I had to figure out where they go. And I didn't have a schematic to tell me where they went. So I had to see where they were connected, whether it was from the beginning of the circuit or the end of the circuit. And from that point, I could kind of, well, I could tell where they went. This used to have a battery pack for C batteries. I would never buy C batteries. I don't think I'll ever buy C batteries again. I don't have any reason to, but I just use it and wired it for AC, and that suits me because I'm not going to keep buying C-size batteries. They're too expensive. Batteries are expensive. That's an old tree tone. This is a little General Electric. I think I got it off eBay. I believe I did. I can't remember. It's been a while since some of these I've fixed, so that's a little 9-volt transistor, just a cheap little radio. I believe I've changed, I don't know, two or three of the capacitors. I'll put this up here in case somebody's got one of these and need to see how it goes, how to put it back together. I'll probably change the 9-volt plug, you know, the battery plug, because I've noticed on most of these old ones, by the time I get a hold of them, you know, after years and years, it's talking about 30, 40 years, these things, the 9-volt battery connector seems to take a lot of wear and tear on them. So I keep these on hand, these 9-volt. That's handy to keep them on hand. It works good. Don't work good in here because there's no signal.
WDAP 99.5 FM HD2 and WDAP.com.
And that whirring sound, that's just the way AM is around here. I guess it's that way practically everywhere, unless you live in a really big city. But anyway, That's a little General Electric all transistor. I guess that was a big deal when they were advertising them things. But anyway, there's that one. This is a Sylvania. It used to have a name right across. No, not a Sylvania. It's a Sound Design. It used to have the name tag right there. It was gone when I bought it. It says Sound Design on the back. This is a AM/FM switch. Got a little antenna on it. Let me see how. Yeah. But anyway, it's got a little antenna on it. Yeah, it's a 9-volt.
From the United Arab Emirates, SpaceX nailed the return of the rocket's first stage, landing a bullseye.
One thing I noticed from watching other videos, you got to be careful about turning your radio on, because if there's music on there, you know, YouTube will get you for that. Yeah, that's a 9-volt. One thing I do is I've got several 9-volts that's rechargeable. I didn't bring the adapter out here. But anyway, that saves you a whole lot of money for chargeables. Actually, this radio, well, all these radios will pick up really well if I take it in the other room. But this is where my table is, so, you know, that's why I'm doing this here. I've used that Tough Stuff spray can stuff. It's a car cleaner, and an interior car cleaner. You can clean the plastic and get a clean cloth and stuff like that. One thing I had to do when I got this black grill cloth wasn't on it. It was just, you know, the old original metal speaker grill was gone, and you could just see the speaker there. But I took some black grill cloth and glued it on there, just glued it with spray glue, and put this on there, and it turned out pretty good. This one also, I think it had a battery pack on it. I think it was missing when I got it. But anyway, you can see I replaced the 9-volt connector. And actually, this thing will work. Let me unplug this. Unplug all of them. This thing will actually work on a 9-volt battery, just a 9-volt. Probably wouldn't last as long because there's not as much current there. You know, and 9-volt don't have a whole lot of current. Let me turn that to FM. But anyway, that's a, what is it? I don't even remember ever seeing a brand on this. What is this thing? It's a Stewart. I think they made these in with several brand names, so probably all came from the same factory. I'm sure it did. But it's got weather band, police band, air, FM, AM. Of course, the police band is pretty much just gone now. So I don't know if you get anything on that or not. I haven't really tried it. These are just a handful of radios I fixed. I've also fixed, let me see if I can't, what is that? Oh man, it's way up there on the shelf. I don't know if you're going to be able to see that or not. Let me zoom that in. This one came from Goodwill. Yeah, this came from Goodwill. I think I paid about $8 for it, and did a lot of work to it. But anyway, it plays really good now. But the output transistors was really, well, two of them, one channel was just weak. So I replaced them. I had to replace the resistors. I just changed all of them. They're called, I can't think what they're called now. Changed the resistors, changed the transistors, the protection transistors. Most of them have protection diodes. This one used transistors instead of diodes. The FM input to the multiplexer was working, but when I checked the output of the multiplexer, I wasn't getting anything on the right channel. So anyway, I ordered the IC and changed it. Now the thing works perfect. I use it not every day, but probably every other day. But anyway, these are a handful of things that I've fixed. I'll show you my bench here. I don't know if I need to back it up. Okay. Yeah, this is my workbench. I'm probably going to do a little video on some tools you're going to need if you decide to get into this sort of thing. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of hard to do. But anyway, yeah, I'm going to make a video on that. Show you what kind of tools you're probably going to need. But anyway, this is my setup. And these are just a handful of radios that I've, gone over and repaired. But anyway, that's a video. Appreciate you watching. Thanks.